Hello! So today I'm going to declutter my bedroom and a couple of other things. Some of the things I have decluttered quite a while back, but I've waited until I had a collection to make a video. And I'm also going to use the method of getting things done. There were still a couple of things laying around in my bedroom that needed to be done, and so I'm going to tackle those as well. So I'm going through my stuff, and I'm also going to see what else is bothering me, what is on my mind, and I'm going to write that on a list. So the first thing was that I wanted to exchange the rugs that I have. I have two different rugs for Olivia, and I'm going to put the bigger one back in the living room for her. I don't know why this took me so long to do, but I'm finally doing it now. So in my bedroom there were a couple of things that still needed to be done, and I grabbed a pen and a piece of paper, and I'm just going through everything and I'm writing it down. I will write down everything on a separate sheet of paper, because usually when we just write down one thing, it can confuse us on our to-do list, because most of the things require several steps, and so they actually become a mini project. And when we write down all the steps, it's easier to get it done. And this is the last video for now in which I am doing those small things in my home. After this, it is luckily done, and I cannot wait for that. Of course, there will be some maintenance sometimes, but at least everything is done now. And so here I'm taking everything out of the drawers, and I place it on the floor, and then I will go through every object to see if it is still relevant, if something needs to be done, if something needs to get rid of. I especially find that I need to do this very frequently with my makeup, because things expire very quickly, especially because I use the more naturals one with less preservatives in them, and so I do this very often. So the first thing that needs to be done is I have this sound machine and my salt lamp on the floor, and I need something to put it on. And another thing is, when I moved in here, the guy asked me if he could leave this lamp, and I always get off guard when I have to make a decision in the moment, and so I said yes, but I don't really like this lamp and I want something kind of invisible, white and minimal, and so I need to replace this. I have placed some lamps in the past, but somehow at this moment I don't really feel that comfortable with the switches and the electricity, so I'm going to ask for help with this. And here in the wall you can see the holes that went wrong. To be honest, I hired someone to do this for me because I was working full-time back then and I just didn't feel like doing it myself, but he did not do a good job and I had to redo it myself anyhow, and I'm also left with these holes, so I'm going to fix that. And as you can see, the robot vacuum needs some cleaning. There's a lot of dust in there, and I will write this on the list too, and I will also tackle this immediately because it's something easy and I can do it right away. And as I mentioned earlier, the guy that I hired from a company really did a lousy job, and I wanted to also place the curtains on the ceiling, but all the things he did kind of just fell off. So I thought, let's be creative, let's try it with some tie wraps, but that also doesn't work, so I will redo this myself. And then here are some things that I let go of. This second-hand bed frame that I used to have, And I've decided that in the winter it is quite cold on the floor because I live on the first floor, and I was also a little bit afraid of the bugs because I have a little garden that next to my bedroom, and I just feel a bit more comfortable sleeping a bit higher, which is a shame because I do really enjoy sleeping on the floor, but in this situation I feel a bit comfortable in a higher bed. And I bought this one second hand, but the condition just wasn't good enough, especially from the cushion, to donate it. It was just really old and used up, and I felt like some things just need to be thrown away. And I also had some clothes that I let go of. These pants were also worn out and there were some holes in there and the color just faded away, especially on my knees. I have them for a very long time already and I've really loved wearing them, but it's time to let them go now. And this one I do find a little bit ashamed because I don't have them for a very long time. They were new and handmade from Etsy, but the quality was poor and they also started to get holes in them, and I also had some stains that I couldn't get out of it. But to be honest, immediately when I received them I saw that the quality wasn't really that good. But I thought, let's just try it out, but it didn't work out. And this shirt, also it was a little bit unpractical and I just did not enjoy wearing it, and I noticed that I would never wear it because it just wasn't that comfortable. So it's time to donate this one. Maybe someone else does like to wear it. And then in my front window I used to have these other curtains that I bought very quickly in the lockdown, and I also cut them wrongly, so there was nothing I could do about them anymore. I've replaced them. And although it's a bummer that I first bought the wrong ones, I am very happy with the ones that I have now. And I'm also very happy that I have changed it because it makes such a difference. And here I have some tools, but the case was broken and so they always fell out. And I thought, you know what, I don't need the case and I can get rid of that. And also the other tools, I don't even know what they are, but I never have used them, so I just keep what I use. And usually I don't show the food that I throw away, and I also try to not throw away food if that's possible, but this coffee, it was very expensive with all the vitamins and everything. I could not drink it, the taste was horrible, and for a couple of days I really pushed myself, but I don't know what the point is of making myself miserable, so it's time to let it go, and it doesn't matter that it costed me a bit. That doesn't mean I have to punish myself and drink it all up. And I already made a video about it, but I replaced this old wallet and these food and drinking bowls from Olivia, but they were quite unpractical and I always use some other ones. And we have very harsh water in the Netherlands, and I do give her bottled water now, but it's still, you can see that it does something with the metal, so I'd rather not use that anymore. And I had this umbrella and it broke down, and I had an extra traveling cage for my guinea pig, but I will donate this. And there were some boxes in this home when I moved in here, and I thought that I would just leave them here, but I saw this letter and you can see that the boxes are from 1993. And I googled it and there is no service anymore in which they pick up something, so I take the risk and I let go of the boxes, and if I have to pay a fine for that afterwards, that's alright with me, but I cannot imagine that they are still in use. I do find it very typical that none of the residents previously dared to let go of them, but I feel like it's time to, because it's taking up space for absolutely no reason. And I had a couple of other clothes that I noticed I never wore because of the comfort mostly, and so I let go of them too. And so these were some of the things that I let go of, and how I cleaned my room and also got rid of the tiny to-dos and everything. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and see you next time again.